Now let's be honest, we've all been there scrolling through our news feed and we see a post from a nonprofit that we follow and it's a great cause, but the photo is blurry, the copy is confusing, and the call to action is non-existent. Now we've seen it time and time again, nonprofits doing great work but not seeing the engagement or returns that they want on social media because their content isn't up to par or maybe they're not optimized. That's where a social media audit comes into play. A social media audit is a checkup for nonprofit social media presence. It involves closely examining everything from your follower growth to your post engagement to see what's working and what isn't. And once you have that information, you can make the necessary changes to ensure that your content is compelling and engaging. Now, I've done a video on this in the past, but it is so important that it bears repeating. Carrying out an audit allows you to gauge the effectiveness of your social media efforts so far and identify areas of improvement and develop strategies to help you get the most out of your online activity. So, let's get to it. So step one is open a spreadsheet. Now there's tons of templates online, but we use a simple spreadsheet because it allows flexibility for customized tracking. Actually, we use Airtable as well. But for example, one of our clients engages influencers, so we want to track how many interactions they typically generate and what kind of reach they have. But you can also include demographics, impressions, amplification rates, viral rates, conversion rates, and social sentiment. There's so much that you can track. But for most nonprofits, we keep it simple and track the primary metrics like follower base, click-through rates, and engagement rates, which includes likes, comments, shares, and saves. So step two is take inventory. Take stock of all your social media accounts, and this includes taking stock of any personal accounts used for work and official accounts for your organization. Here's a tip. Do a Google search for your nonprofit name and check if any fake or old accounts have been put up in your name, or perhaps another department in your organization has created its own channel. In addition, you can go into each of the individual platforms within and check for your nonprofit name. I just had this happen where a client who works in the mental health space had a past client with a serious mental health concern and is lashing out via social media and created an account to trash the organization. Now, because I caught this, I was able to report that page and work with the person to diffuse the situation. So record each channel on your spreadsheet along with the login information. Step three is to check for any updates. Make sure that all your channels are optimized and on brand by checking profile pictures, cover photos, bios, pin posts, and links to make sure that everything is accurate and SEO friendly. In addition, make sure that you are taking advantage of any new tools or features that have been released. I am shocked at how many charitable organizations do not take advantage of donation tools. Now, here's another tip. Check out our video on what not to do on Instagram to see how you can optimize your profile, which I will link in the description. Step four is where we drill down and take a closer look at our content. So we're going to look at our photos, our videos, our captions, and we're going to start by looking at the top 5 performing posts and ask ourselves what worked. Then we look at our top 5 worst performing posts and ask ourselves what didn't work. So as we scroll through our feed, we can ask ourselves questions like, is this piece of content effective in achieving our desired goals? Is it suitable for our target audience? Is the photo high quality and visually appealing? Is the copy clear and concise? Are the posts engaging, inspiring, informative, or entertaining? Is there a call to action that's easy to spot? And record any areas that need improvement on your handy dandy little spreadsheet. Step 5 is about evaluating your engagement rate. Now, social media is meant to be social. If people are taking the time to interact with your nonprofit on social media, we should make sure we're taking the time to respond back. And ignoring comments makes us look bad, and it's probably going to result in people unfollowing us. Now, you can also look for inactive or unengaged followers. Now, we often remove inactive or unengaging accounts because it affects our overall engagement rate as well as the algorithm itself. So we calculate our engagement rate and we record that on our handy dandy little sheet. Now here's a tip. Analyze your competitors. Check out their social media accounts and take note of what they're doing well and where they could use improvement. This is going to help you understand what kind of content resonates with your audience and allow you to adjust your strategy accordingly. Step 6 is diving into your analytics. Now, platforms like Facebook and Instagram have very robust built-in analytics tools that show you how many people saw your post and how many people engaged with it and so much more. And these insights can be incredibly valuable. Now you can look at your demographics to get a better understanding of your target market and what kind of content would speak to them. You can check your post shares to give you an idea of what your most popular or viral content is. Impressions will help you determine how many people actually see your content. And most importantly, the click-through rate will show you the percentage of times a user visits a link to your content and clicks through to your website. Make a note of all of this on your spreadsheet. The two main factors that I like to track are follower growth and click-through rate. You should already have your engagement rate based on your content audit. And here's another tip. This is an excellent opportunity to evaluate your hashtag reach and update your hashtag bank. Step 7 is making the changes. Once you've looked at your accounts and decided what needs to change, it's time to start implementing those changes. This might mean creating some new content, crafting new calls to action, or even deleting some old posts that no longer reflect your organization's mission or values. Or maybe you need to step up your photo game or make your calls to action more visible. It could even mean ditching an account if the platform is not helping you achieve your goals. There's no point in maintaining a presence on a platform that isn't helping you to achieve your objectives. Whatever changes you decide to make sure they align with your overall goals for your social media. Step 8, speaking of goals, is set some goals. Take some time to brainstorm ways to improve your social media presence based on what you learned doing the audit. Now that you know what works and what doesn't, it'll be easier to develop ways to improve things moving forward. Do you want to increase brand awareness? Do you want to drive traffic to your website? Do you want to boost donations? Do you want to recruit more volunteers? Once you know your goals, you can tailor your audit accordingly and check for areas where improvement is needed next time. Speaking of next time, step 9 is schedule your next audit. Once you've made the necessary changes, it's essential to keep up on them. A regular social media audit will help you ensure that your presence always reflects your organization in the best light possible. Plus, it will save you a lot of time from having to do a massive overhaul down the line. A social media audit is a great way to take stock of your nonprofit's performance online and identify areas where improvements need to be made. By setting some goals, analyzing your content, and making necessary changes, you can ensure that your nonprofit social media presence is as strong as it can be. Now feel free to call us if you ever have any questions. The Cause Specialists are specialists in social media management and fundraising. Now that video I mentioned on what not to do on Insta is going to pop up here, so check it out and see you next week.